Well, first, we've had good communication with the incoming Trump team. I've engaged with my successor as a current sitting member of Congress, Mike Waltz, and we've been transparent and we've been coordinated. And I'm glad to see they came out to support the Lebanon ceasefire. We are going to work tirelessly to try to produce a ceasefire and hostage deal in Gaza. The main stumbling block right at the moment is actually Hamas and whether Hamas is prepared to do a deal, to enter a deal in which they begin to release hostages, a ceasefire goes into effect, and humanitarian aid so badly needed can be surged in because there's been a cessation of violence. So I think the calculus or decision-making of Hamas is not really about the twos and fro's of American politics. But I think that it is more likely than it was before because now they are isolated. Hezbollah is no longer fighting with them. And their backers in Iran and elsewhere are preoccupied with other conflicts. So I think we may have a chance to make progress, but I'm not going to predict exactly when it will happen because we've come so close so many times and not gotten across the finish line.
And of course, one of the things here that just happened is the release of a video of the Israeli-American hostage, Aidan Alexander. Have you spoken with his family? And what do you think the release of that video says about the potential for a hostage deal at this point?
Well, it's an absolutely cruel reminder of the brutality and viciousness of Hamas, who is holding still so many hostages, including American citizens, including young, innocent people like Aidan. My team spoke with Aidan's family yesterday. I'm speaking with his family and all of the hostage families this week to give them a report on where things stand as we intensively work and have just over the last couple of days to try to generate progress towards that ceasefire and hostage deal that will get all of the hostages, including the Americans, home.
And finally, sir, before I let you go, as we've been talking about, you are about to hand over an incredibly difficult and challenging portfolio to the incoming administration. What would you say is the single biggest challenge the Trump presidency is going to face on the world stage, and what's your advice to them?
Well, as you know, of course, there are ongoing conflicts in Ukraine, ongoing conflicts in the Middle East, and those are going to have to be managed day to day with resolve and with effective coordination with our allies. At the same time, we haven't taken our eye off the ball of what I think is the biggest long-term challenge facing the United States of America, and that is the competition with the People's Republic of China, who is the only country that has the reach and capacity to challenge the United States across all dimensions. And we have to continue to invest in ourselves, in our allies, in our power to make sure that we sustain our national interest over the long term in that competition. So I will be talking to my successor about that. He's someone who has thought deeply about China, and my counterparts on the Biden national security team will be talking to their successors about it as well.